Hello and welcome to Crypto News. Today, 3 of July 2026. And the top crypto news is as follows. Today we will start from Russia, and I want to tell you that Russia is ready for its own central bank digital currency, which citizens can use for widespread use starting the 1st of September. All of this, as the governor of the bank tells us. So Russia is moving very dynamically with its own central bank digital currency, just as China is doing. As you know, continuing with our corporate news, we will go to Metaplanet. This is a piece of news I was expecting next week, but we learned that it bought $170 million worth of Bitcoin, and its treasury reached 43,000 Bitcoin. And to close out our corporate segment, we will also go to Ondo Finance, which is diving deeper into tokenization as Ondo Finance expands its footprint in America. This is because a tokenized version of the iShares Core S&P 500 ETF and a Micron product from BlackRock has been launched. We should mention that this marks the first time a third party has tokenized securities listed in America on a public blockchain, while operating within the existing regulatory framework and market of America, according to Ondo, of course. As you can see, everything will come to tokenization and blockchain, as we know will happen. From Ondo, we will move on to the last piece of news for our day, which I consider very important. And we will go to Solana, which is on its way to becoming fully decentralized. I will explain a little bit why. I will say that now in Solana, a validator can decide, together with the community, certain changes to Solana. What has happened is a governance proposal on Solana, the SGP for short, which establishes a standard that allows validators to submit core protocol proposals and vote on-chain, with votes weighted based on the stake share assigned to them in Solana. An SGP, or governance proposal, records a decision based on the staking share each validator holds, and that validator must record what the community wants. It does not focus strictly on the technical workings of how a feature is created according to the criteria found within the code. In simpler terms, if a validator sees that the people who have delegated their Solana to them for staking want the Solana logo to become orange, they simply submit it as an SGP, saying that they see that their community wants the Solana logo to turn orange. They do not go into the code and tell the developers that on line 53 they should change this color code to orange with a specific color number. They state the general idea, and the technical details will be handled by the Solana Foundation. We should mention that the most significant sticking point I have found is that a validator must have at least 100,000 Solana in order to open an SGP, that is, a governance proposal. Those Solana are worth approximately $8 million at today's prices, from what I can see. And the only positive aspect of the whole thing is that a validator does not need to hold all of that Solana on their own. Those Solana are offset by the Solana that the community has delegated to them for staking within their node. Essentially, it is reminiscent of something like the D reps in Cardano, where a D rep beyond the Cardano they personally hold can receive Cardano from the community in order to represent the community. This is somewhat how it works here with Solana's validators as well. And of course, if you like the decisions a validator makes, you continue to keep your Solana within their node. If you do not like them, you take your Solana and put it somewhere else. Or you can become a validator on Solana yourself. But as you understood, it requires a very large amount to submit a proposal through Solana, which is taking very positive steps toward giving greater power to the voice of the community. And we want to see more of this. We will move on to our beloved crypto market, with Bitcoin sitting at $61,000, with the price struggling to break our resistance level. I should tell you that a positive piece of news came from the American market, which is weaker than expected. And this is positive for interest rates, which we will talk about in a moment. I should tell you that America added 57,000 jobs in June. This is lower than the 110,000 that economists had forecast and significantly lower than the 129,000 in May. And this, as I said, is positive for interest rates as we gained approximately 10% in the odds of not seeing an interest rate hike. On the 29th of July, we now have an 82% probability of not seeing an interest rate hike, and the weaker than expected jobs numbers contributed greatly to this. That wraps up the top news for crypto today, 3 of July 2026. I'd like to remind you that the content you just watched is created for educational purposes only and should not be considered as investment advice, but rather as investment opinion. Please subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and feel free to comment. Take care, everyone, and have a good day.